All right, let's try this again. Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome or welcome back to my channel. I am Sue from Ravens Escape Crafts, and oh, you're not sitting right. I'm trying to get you guys so you can see me better. All right, there we go. Hopefully that stays. So, um, so welcome or welcome back to my channel. I'm Sue from Ravens Escape Crafts, and here we talk about all things yarn and book and craft and life and whatever else related. So, um, I usually do updates on my projects, and I have a couple projects for you. Update. I have a book finish. I am going to, you know what? I've been. All right, let's put it this way. I haven't had a video in a minute. I know. I can make a million excuses for that. Um, a lot of it has been, let's just say I've had a rough couple weeks. Um, we'll get into that a little bit later on. And the last 2 weeks have been, oh my god. And then, of course, the kids have been super busy and not busy at the same time with school because school's getting winding down. So it's been hectic with that. And they just had their concert on Friday. That's a whole other story. So, yeah. So, I have just struggled finding time to make a video because, oh, and then on top of it, my husband was working on this commission piece that really needed to get done, and for a guy, so he was in the living room all the time. It's just been, it's been a lot. So, and I know I'm just making excuses. I could have tried to fit one in sometime, but it just didn't work out. So I apologize to each and every one of you. I've missed you all. I'm going to try to not be too negative. I'm struggling with some negativity right now. Not, I don't want to call it negativity. I'm going to call it frustration. I am, as you can probably tell, my face looks so fluffy, puffy, and I have been dealing with it. I'm not getting a lot of sleep. This is so puffy. Um, yeah, I've been going through it. I'm going to try not to make this a very negative video because it really could be. We're going to try to keep it kind of positive, okay? So we're going to talk about the good stuff first. All right. So we'll start. Let's see. What do we want to start with? Well, we can start with. Let's start with a book this week. Let's just switch it up a little bit. So I finished a book. Another Dungeon Crawler Carl. I'm sure you guys are tired of me talking about Dungeon Crawler Carl, but they're really good, and I know they're popular, but they're really that good. They're really, really good. I was up till almost 1 o'clock in the morning, finishing this book last night. Started over the weekend. It's a long one, though. Look at this thing. Compared to my hand. I mean, compared to my head. It's over 800 pages, almost 800 pages. So, it was a long one, and I was struggling this last week. So, yeah. Finished that. Amazing. Oh, this book took me on a ride at the end. Let me tell you what. Yeah. You guys are slipping again. See if I can stick something under you so you stay where you belong. There we go. Okay. So, like they said, this book was really good. These books are so good. They definitely, how do I say it? They get you sucked in, okay? They get you, and they take you on an emotional roller coaster, which I need right now. I need to be distracted from real life, in more ways than one. So, again, recommend. And then I'll show you what I finished. I have a couple finishes, believe it or not. I showed you my hood last time. That's still done. I still gotta take pictures of that. Ugh, I'm so far behind on everything. It's just been a struggle. I know, positive, positive. I try to be real though too. It's not all goddamn sunshine and butterflies. You know what I'm saying? Um, so and then I made two tote bags. These are out of. It's like I'm trying to remember what this yarn was. I should have written it down. It was in if you want to go back on my Yarn Inspirations video, I showed it to you. It was in the Yarn Inspirations haul for the recent one. It's like a tube yarn. So it's like it's cotton, but it's a tube yarn, so it makes it more stretchy, or not stretchy, but it's a good solid yarn, but it's nice and soft too. So these will be nice and stretchy. These tote bags, you can put a lot of stuff in them. So I made two different. They're not. I mean, they're similar, but they're. I used a different stitch count on one because I liked it better. But these are like pretty purple. I got two tote bags done. So pretty. They're ready for. One's a little shorter and wider, and one's a little taller and skinnier, depending what people want. And I did a single crochet at the bottom, so that what you put in there is not going to automatically fall out if little stuff falls, if you have little stuff. And then the sides are almost like a mesh. I mean, so these would make great, like, any kind of summer bags, teacher bags. Not if they have pencils or stuff in them, but like for books or notebooks or whatever. You could use them for your lunch because they're cotton, they're super washable. Washer, full strength dryer, no difference. You can bleach them. These things, I love these bags. So, yeah, and they both have nice handles. So they're the kind of handles you can either, and they're perfectly. Oh, I just have this one. They work nice for this too. So I have those done. I like those. Those were really fun to make. Those are a nice fun project if you're looking for something. They're good they're simple for summer. These use, like I said, you have to look at that Yarn Inspirations video. It'll happen in there if you want to look through it, or if you haven't seen it. What this yarn is, I use an 8mm hook on these, so they work up fast. You know what I mean? I have a bit of a cough. The cough is from this moon medication they put me on. It's a dry cough, and I already called the doctor, and she's like, "Oh yeah, that's one of the side effects." Okay, positive. I'm There we go. We're smiling, and we're smiling, and we're smiling. All right. And then I finished. I think I don't know if I showed you guys this. Did I show? Yeah, I think I did. I was working on this pride dress, and it's done. I had my husband try it on, and it looks really cool. So it's a pride dress. I did some rufflies at the bottom in the white, and then it has the rainbow granny squares with the white stripe in the middle. And then what I did was, so I made like the bra top and then the ties. And then I did a corset front so that it's really adjustable, because I made it with the intention that it should fit a guy because it's pride. I mean, it could be worn by a woman or a man. So, but I actually tried it on my husband, and he's going to model it for me for my pictures. And then I did a corset back too. This way it's adjustable in the front, depending how wide your chest is, so that your cups are where they belong. And then the back, so that you don't so that you can adjust that too, so that it gives you some nice shape. And then, like I said, it has a ruffle at the bottom, so it's like an extra large size. So I think it's really fun. It's just an idea if anybody needs something for Pride. this was a fun project. I had a lot of fun making it. It took a little figuring out how to do some of the, like I said, I did not have a pattern for any of this, so trying to figure out how to freehand a lot of it was, but I love doing that. So when I feel like delving into a project, I like to get into it. So that is what I've read and what I've made, what I've finished recently. So that's, if you guys like it, let me know in the comments if you like any of it. I said I have, so for reading, I don't know, I'm kind of in a book hangover after last night. I said I stayed up until 1 or 1:30 in the morning. I'm not quite sure because I was trying not to look at the clock because I knew it was really late. I saw it was 1 o'clock and then I still had a couple pages to go. But on a positive note, it wouldn't have really mattered because all right, funny. We're gonna try to keep this a little positive. I'm gonna have a little complaint session in a little bit, but then we're gonna bring it back. So last night, my husband went up, and Ty went up and to bed late. He wanted to go to bed early, and he went late anyway. And I need to go to sleep. Well, the minute he went upstairs, the cat, Mando, decided to absolutely lose his freaking mind. Zoomy City, okay? Zooming around the house, and then he goes in our like half bath on the first floor and goes, ah! Oh, he's a mess. And so we did that for a little bit. So I'm like, well, that's why I ended up starting to read, because I'm like, well, I'm not going to sleep, might as well read. So we started doing that, running around. He runs upstairs, downstairs, all 3 floors, around the kitchen, upstairs, downstairs, around the kitchen. He was a mess. So then he stopped. I was like, oh, okay, that was pretty quick. Maybe like 15 minutes. Usually it goes on a little longer than that. So I'm like, oh, cool, he's done. I'm like, all right, I'll read a couple more pages. Blah, blah, blah. Wow. I hear crinkling on the table, on the kitchen table. Now, our cats are not allowed on any eating surfaces. So, anywhere that we eat food, prepare food, no cats. So, like kitchen counters, kitchen table, trying to think what else. Alright, hold on. Alright, sorry, got distracted. Oh my gosh, I don't know what I was even saying. So, yeah, it's just been a little crazy. So my next book, so I have Project Hail Mary I could read, or I have The Next Edge of Color Carl, because the new one just came out Tuesday, and now it's Thursday, and I don't have it, but I don't need it yet, because I still have a whole nother book to read until that one's done. I was going to talk about something else, too. I paused it for a reason. Oh, my brain. Alright, so, let's get to the events that have led up to my frustration. Before that, let's talk about what I'm working on. So I have some of this, it's called Roll With It Sparkle, and it's very sparkly. And I'm going to make a bigger hooded cape with it, but look how pretty, look how sparkly it is. It's so sparkly. It's so sparkly. So we'll go in some order. I'll kind of explain what we're going through, what I've been going through, and you'll understand why I'm so frustrated. So it all started last week with my aide, M. She was not able to come in on Monday, and I don't remember why. Doesn't matter. This was last week. She's like I told you before. She's been having some frustrating health issues of her own. So I so she wasn't able to come in, and the girl Crystal, who was here, I think I talked to you since Crystal was here. I had a different aide for a couple days due to her health problems. And then I had another girl called Crystal. She was very nice, but there was whole drama going on with that. That was interesting. But she was not able to come in. She was having, she told me she had family coming up and stuff like that was staying with her and things like that. So she was, so they said, well, Crystal can't come, so we have another lady to come to your house. Let me tell you, this woman, they should not. I was in tears till this woman left. Okay, so normally my aid comes from 8 till 2. Well, this lady, of course, now they didn't know until 8 o'clock in the morning that my aide wasn't wasn't going to be able to come. So that's right. She had gotten some news from her doctor, and she was not able to work that day. And it was a valid reason. It really was. So, and of course, I felt so bad for her because she really wanted to work, and she couldn't. So she called me, and then the agency called me and said, we have another lady for you. So this other woman wasn't able to come until 11. So now she's going to be here from 11 to 4. Okay. When I tell you, this woman was 76, okay? I'm 48. So that's having a 76-year-old take care of you. Little, But whatever. I was like, oh, it's a little bit older woman. Not old in any way, shape, or form, but older. This will be nice. She's just going to be chill and... No. Oh, let me tell you, I don't think I got to talk to you since I had her. She was so, oh my God. And she was just, maybe I did. I don't know. If I did, So I had her, I'm going to try to minimize. I had her, she was just so, she would not stop talking. She talked all about herself and then was so judgy of my house and everything else. And my other aide and stuff like that was like, oh, she doesn't do anything around here. Oh, she needs to help you clean up and tidy up and this and that. And I'm like, she does. It's not that, oh, well, she doesn't do this. She doesn't do that. When's the last time she scrubbed your oven? Like, no. Okay. Like, but then she didn't do really anything either except for scratch the hell out of my stovetop. She did dishes. And then she scrubbed my stovetop with toilet bowl cleaner. So we had to re-wipe it down because, and then she wouldn't even vacuum because she didn't like my vacuum. It was a whole thing. I think I might have told you guys about this. I don't know. Oh, I did. I apologize. So, and then my husband has been having a hard time at work. So he's been stressed out. My kids have been stressed out. They had their concert Friday night last week. So, by Friday, I was looking forward to going to their concert, And I was hesitant too, because last time we went, if you've seen my video from Christmas concert, I had a hard time getting into the building. So this time, well, let me preface it with, hold on. Alright, sorry, we'll get to the phone calls in a minute. Friday morning, I needed to go see my GP. I actually was supposed to see my family doctor in March, but with all of the problems I was having with OBGYN, and it's really hard for me to get out of the house, I didn't get there. And I need to get blood work done too. And then, of course, twice I went to go get blood work done. And the place that I go to get blood work is open from 6 to 6. Okay. And you can make appointments online. Easy peasy. Problem is, they don't always have somebody to staff it. And even if you have an appointment, if that person, like, if, so they used to be 6 to, they used to be open Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 3 or 4, I think it was. I don't remember. Because I never went in the afternoon. I always go in the morning. Well, they changed it. Now they're open 6 to 6 to make more hours, more accessible to people. The problem is there's supposed to be 3 girls that work, 3 women that work in that blood lab, okay, or the lab, whatever you would call it. Well, only one ever shows up. So I've been there probably 12 or 15 times now, and I've only ever had one lady. I've never had anybody else. And like I said, a couple times I went later in the morning because like I had doctor appointments and she wanted me to get blood work done right away. Yeah. And it's always only ever been this one lady, and she's always saying, well, all these other girls have FMLA and they call off all the time and there's nothing they can do about it. So, but now they made these, they're open 6 to 6 Monday through Friday. So now, of course, she used to work all the hours at that facility. Well, now, since they decided to do 12-hour days, she only does a couple of 12-hour days at that facility. And then the other 2 girls have to take up the slack. Well, half the time they don't show up. And then, like, so we went over there twice, I think it was, or 3 times. I forget which. Oh, twice we went, and I had an appointment. Doors locked. It's dark. And then another time I went to the doctor, the OBGYN, and I thought, well, on our way out, I'm like, oh, I have this blood work. I'll quick make an appointment. There's no appointments to be made. We go out there, again, it's locked. So luckily this time my girl was there. And so I had that done. But again, it's hard for me to go out of the house. So of course I went out for blood work. I came back. My feet were killing me. So Friday night I was supposed to go to my son's concert. So they had to be there at 5. Doors open at 5:30. So I said, well, whatever. We'll drop them off. We'll pull around the street and we'll park and just hang out till 5:30. So we're waiting, and I get a message from my family doctor. You need to come see me ASAP. Of course, it's Friday at after 5 o'clock, so she's not back in till Monday. She's like, you need to make an appointment ASAP next week. You need to come see me. We need to talk. I'm like, what in the hell? So I look at my blood work. Here, my triglycerides are over 1,000, okay? Which is extremely high. Now, I was concerned that this was going to happen because they were high when I was in the hospital, okay? But then after I got out of the hospital, they put me on fish oil, which I was taking sometimes anyway. But they said, in the hospital, they told me they probably showed up high because of the infection and all that stuff. That throws everything off. And then all of this stuff they were giving me. So they said, well, that's not, like, it's high, but we don't know if it's really that high. So they said they wanted it done. You know, I should get it checked. So I got it checked again after, because I was in the hospital in September. I think it was October, November. I had it checked, and it was lower. Now they were still really high. I think it was 600 or something like that. No. So when I was in the hospital, it was 800. When I went back when I got it done the next time, I think it was 400 or 500. It was just still high. I know. So then she put me on a statin, which, I'll be honest with you, I tried to take it. It hurt my legs so bad. So I stopped taking it. And I just upped my fish oil. Because she did tell me fish oil was probably one of the best things to take. I mean, the statin too. But, so, she had told me that I could take up to 4 fish oils a day. This is from the doctor, so don't get on my case. I'm not trying to supplement. So, I was taking 1 fish oil a day, so I upped it to 3 fish oils a day, because 4 fish oils a day is a lot. I mean, I could take 4 fish oils a day. So, I upped it. I thought, well, if I'm going in the right direction, anyway, you know, we'll just add some extra fish oil. We're not necessarily going to take the statin. So I had the next blood work done, which I think was in December. It was down even more. We're on the right track. Okay. Good. We're doing some good here. Now, we're at 1,000. So, this birth control that I told you got my LBGYN put me on, the birth control, yeah, I pull out my thing from, I pull out all my things, I keep the things from the pharmacy, and one of the things it says in there is can raise your cholesterol and triglycerides. Now, I'm not taking the birth control anymore because TMI, it caused all kinds of problems where I was, the main reason I wanted to, I was concerned about problems I was having because of bleeding, heavy bleeding, and of course all the pain and all the other stuff I'm having problems with. But this caused me to bleed for over a week straight, like so they took me off and they put me on progesterone to stop the periods. So I take my last one today, and then I guess we're just back at square one. So, of course, I get this message as we're waiting to go into the consult. So now, and then her message says, if you have any belly pain whatsoever, even a twinge, you need to head to the emergency room immediately because you are at the highest risk for pancreatitis right now. We're smiling. We're smiling. And she's like, plus blood clot and strokes. Or heart attacks, blood clots, or strokes. So, of course, you see that. I mean, I don't know who would see that and not be like, because that was in the message from my doctor. I get it on my chart. If you have any belly pain, immediately go to the ER. You might have pancreatitis. And then she says, oh, and if you feel weird at all, immediately go to the emergency room because you might be having a heart attack or a stroke. So I see that like 10 minutes before we're supposed to go into my kid's concert. So now I'm like upset already. Like I'm upset. And I'm trying not to be because upset makes my feet hurt worse. So does going out of the house. So does getting wheeled around in my wheelchair. So, I forgot to say, so this time on Friday morning, I called the school and I said, my sons are in a concert tonight. I'm in a wheelchair. Will I be able to get into this school? What should I do? And the woman says, oh, absolutely. Just go around back in the, because they're an inner city school. So most of the parking is on street parking, but they do have like a gate. And then they have some parking in and under the building, right? She's like, go in there, you can park in there, and you can go into one of the back, and then they'll let you up in the elevator. Well, we pulled into the gate. Now, every other time we've been there, there's been a security guard, okay, at the gate. This time, no, gate's wide open. And so we pull in there, and we find the handicap parking, which is super conveniently located right by a ramp to go into the school. Perfect. Things are looking up. So we get me out of the van, we get me in the wheelchair, wheel me up. I'm like, how are we going to get in the school? Todd walks over, door's wide open. Wide open. It's not locked at all. So we're like, all right, still looking up. We can get in. Now, it's a 3 or 4 story school. I'm not sure which. We're on the bottom floor. All it's down there is cafeteria and I think a gym or 2. That's it. I don't know what else. But there's cafeterias down there. Okay. So I'm like, okay. Now where I need to be is on the first floor. We're in like the ground floor. So we walk all the way around, all the way back. This big, big school. Not a soul down there. Not a soul. We finally did see a guy, a custodian, going, and we were like, excuse me, and he's like, no inglés, no inglés. I'm like, un momento. ¿Quiero elevator? No inglés, no inglés. I'm like, so we were stuck down there. Oh, sorry. Getting text messages. I want to make sure it wasn't the kids. So we're stuck down there. So we wait forever. Can't find anybody. We're looking and looking and looking. Can't find a soul. So we finally, now it's like 5:45. So we finally call my older son, and I'm like, is there anybody who could just, like, let us in the elevator? Because I know they're right at the elevator, you know. And so the poor son had to go find somebody for us because we're, like, on a whole different floor, you know what I mean? So, luckily, the same custodian, this was the funny part. So, we're waiting and waiting, like, hoping that he can find somebody. Doesn't that same freaking custodian come down the elevator? Yeah, come down the elevator. So, it walks past us, and I'm like, so we're like, poof, okay. So now the problem is between having to go out in the morning and then having to go out again, my legs and feet are killing me. Then I got upset because of this message from my doctor. Now, my feet hurt. And when I say hurt, I mean, I was trying to pretend that they didn't. I was trying to look nice. I was trying to look decent. And instead, I'm shaking like a leaf. I'm in a pain crisis, what they call. My whole body is shaking. My vision's going in and out. I was in so much pain. We're going to try to keep it a little positive. Luckily, I was trying to keep it together, but I was in the most amount of pain. I was in, my whole body was just shutting down. I was in so much pain. So, not literally, I get it, but like, so we got to intermission. My son's, all their stuff was in the first half. And I said to my husband's like, you need to go home. He's like, let me take you home and drop you off. I'll come back and get the kids. And I'm like, you know, I didn't want to leave. I didn't want to be that person. But then, he's like, you can't stay. You're in way too much pain. So I asked the kids, I asked my son, I'm like, I called him, I said, can you guys leave? I'm like, I hate to do this, but can you guys leave? And at first, his band director was like, well, you should stay. And then I came around. I don't know how bad I looked. All I know is we came around the corner, like, to go toward the elevator. My husband was pushing me. I don't know how I looked, but the band director took one look at me and said, "Oh my God, is there anything we can do? Is there anything we can do?" So I'm thinking I looked pretty bad. I don't know. I don't know how bad I looked. I only knew I was trying to survive in that moment. I mean, in fact, like till we get home, it took my husband and both my kids to get me in the house because I could not use my legs. It was bad. So I wasn't able to go to the doctor on Monday. I ended up going on Tuesday because things happened Monday out of my control, and we were just not able to go. So I made an appointment for Tuesday, and I went in the morning, hoping upon hoping that this was going to go better than I expected, and it didn't. You know. So, long story short, because like I said, I want to try to keep this a bit of a positive, but I need to tell you guys what's going on. So, my family doctor is like, well, I'm going to put you on, like, you need to take your statin, and I'm going to put you on a second kind of pill for cholesterol. So I'm on 2 cholesterol pills, both of which have a side effect of pain in your legs, which I don't need any more of. Dear Lord. Alright, so we'll start with, first she says, you need to change your diet. And I said, well, I do know that these birth control pills supposedly raise them, and I don't understand how twice when I had blood work done, I was going down. I haven't really changed my eating habits. In fact, if anything, I've been eating less than what I did then. And now my cholesterol's gone up this much. It seems like something else is at play here. And I've gained almost 20 pounds, okay, in the last since January. Now, my clothes don't fit any tighter. My legs are swollen. So that's like, so I think a lot of it is in my legs, you know, because shorts that I'm wearing now that last year were really tight are falling off of me when I try to walk to the bathroom, okay? So, I'm not, you know what I mean? Something's not right. I don't know if it's this birth control stuff that has me messed up, because I felt terrible on that birth control. I felt absolutely miserable on it. And then I feel miserable on this other stuff they gave me too. So she's like, no, none of this has to do with it. It's all your eating habits, all your eating habits. So she's like, well, you know, the best thing for it is diet and exercise. And I'm like, I looked at her, I said, don't even say exercise to me. I don't want to hear about it. I do some, like, arm stuff. I do a lot of stuff with my arms all the time. I don't do, like, exercises, but I'm like, you know, I walk around as much as I can. I'm constantly using my arms for stuff. I'm constantly doing things. I don't just sit here, okay? Because the brain wants to go. The body just, the legs and feet won't let me. So it's not like I just sit here like, don't like, and don't do anything, you know? So, but I can't do other exercises. You know what I mean? So, and she's like, well then diet. She's like, well, I need you to go on either, she's like, so I need you to cut out all, basically plant-based. They want me on plant-based diet. You know. No dairy, no dairy, no carbs, no fruit, no fruit, no, yeah, she's even want me to eat fruit. No dairy, no carbs, no fruit, no. I'm allowed protein. I'm allowed fish and chicken if it's grilled or baked. Nothing else, or boiled. Um, but that's it. She doesn't want me eating beef or pork, no, any of that stuff. And then plant, and then like the rest of it veggies, just veggies. No fruit, no fruit, just veggies, or beans, or nuts. So I'm like, okay, here's my problem. A, I can't cook for myself. Okay, the meals that I get are not healthy. The ones that I, the ones that they provide me, I get breakfast and lunch every day provided in these like microwave things. They're not healthy. None of them are healthy. Even the healthy ones are not healthy. There's nothing fresh either. It's all microwave meals, right? So I'm like, now, so that means we have to buy a whole lot more food. And so, right? And they're like, because she's like, yeah, this is how you have to eat. I said, and then who's going to make it? Like, I have an aide, but the aide is not obligated to cook anything. She is supposed to make me my mom's meals, which are not suitable for my diet. I can't go out in the kitchen because it's not safe for me to walk around the kitchen, and it's certainly not safe for me to carry around things like knives and um, work at the stove when I'm unsteady on my feet. I can't put stuff in the oven. I certainly can't stand out by a grill. And I said, poor Todd, he works all these hours, runs these kids all over the place, has to take care of most of the stuff around the house, and he makes dinner every night, but he's not, I mean, like, he knows how to cook some stuff, but, like, he doesn't have, like, all these recipes or time. I mean, so he gets home at 5:30, it just, it's just, I'm like, I don't understand how I'm supposed to do that kind of strict diet when I have no way of providing myself food, and nobody is supposed to, you know, plus, like, all vegetables and crap is expensive. Especially because she's like, well, ideally not frozen or just fresh. And I'm like, do you know how much fresh vegetables cost nowadays? Like, it's insane. And of course, like, now she has me, like, worried about pancreatitis. And now I'm on two pills that are making me, on this one pill from the OBGYN that's making me all stupid with hormones. And then now two statins that are making my feet, I mean, I'm sure you can see how pale I am. The pain in my feet is so bad, and legs, ugh. Like, my feet just sit here and twitch, 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 twitch. And then they go, twitch, 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 twitch. So that's what's going on with me. I'm sorry I haven't gotten to make a video. I did have a really nice Mother's Day. I will say that. I had a really, really nice Mother's Day. Friday night, like I said, was a little because of the pain, and then Saturday I was out of it all day. From, like, when I got into that much pain, ugh, the whole next day I am just still in pain, a lot of pain, and just out of it, like, because that takes such a toll on my body. And again, I mean, this is my argument, like, now, okay, so my doctor finally did say I'm supposed to go for a lumbar x-ray, and she wants to go me to pain management, which, again, I didn't really want to go to pain management because I don't want to go on narcotics, but whatever. Um, so this is the first time anybody's actually looked at, like, been willing to, like, do something about looking at my back, which has been the problem the entire time. So, she is sending me for that. But now I have to make an appointment for it, and I have to find somebody, again, I have to find time to take it. I have to make sure it's a day where I can afford to be miserable for the next 2 days. And then I have to make an appointment with pain management, which, again, I have to be able to make sure I can be miserable for the next 2 days, which, of course, that's the point, is going to them is to get relief. So I guess maybe they can help me. But I'm just tired. I am exhausted. Not physically as much as just soul deep exhausted trying to deal with this. And I'm in so much pain all the time. And I'm thinking to myself, like, my biggest issue with all this is, like, you're complaining at me because my cholesterol is high. You're telling me my A1C, my diabetes, is really good. Like, really good. Okay? In fact, I'm in pre-diabetic. I took myself from a diabetic level A1C to a pre-diabetic A1C. And it's still at a pre-diabetic A1C. So, my sugar is not high. I mean, but my cholesterol is off the scales. And, you're saying, like, well, you need to eat healthier and stuff, but, like, I just wonder what a toll all this pain is taking on my body. All this pain that I'm in 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I don't sleep hardly. I mean, I finally sleep when I'm ready to pass out. Like, not pass out, but, where I can't keep my eyes open. And this is the only way I can fall asleep, is because I'm in pain so much. I can't fall asleep. I'm never comfortable, ever. And I haven't been for a long time. So, I have to wait until, what's this thing? Let's spill coffee on it. Have to wait until, I'm so tired that I'm ready to just, like, ugh. And then I can finally get a couple hours of sleep. But not a lot. I mean, I never sleep more than 4 hours. So that's taking a toll on my body. This pain's taking a toll on my body. My body's always stressed out from the pain, and they say stress is the number one killer. I mean, and I can't relax because my body's in fight or flight all the time, because of the pain. Like, I can get sort of relaxed, but it's never like, I used to practice a lot of meditation, okay? Like, I always had anxiety and stuff like that. And I learned a lot of coping mechanisms for anxiety and stress, because I had a stressful job for 17 years. Very stressful job. So I learned coping mechanisms to deal with the stress, to deal with anxiety. I spent a lot of time on myself learning how to calm yourself. Like, if you start feeling anxiety attack coming on, even if I was having a full-blown anxiety attack, I could get myself back to control, So what I'm saying is because I've practiced meditation and things for a long time. Calming, breaths, all sorts of stuff, all sorts of coping mechanisms that I've used over the years, because I never wanted to take any kind of medication for it, if I didn't have to. So I learned all these techniques, but I can't get there. Like, I can't get to that space now with the pain. It's impossible. You know, because it's not like a dull ache. It's not like a headache or a sore muscle. It's like an intense stabbing pain all the time. And it gets more intense, it gets lighter, it gets more intense, it gets a little lighter. I mean, it gets searing and pulsing and miserable. So, I just can't always get out of it. Like, and I just wonder how much of this is made worse because I have those problems. You know, maybe if we could fix the pain and walking issues, obviously I could do more exercise. You know, so all right, I have kept you guys long enough. I am so sorry. I just had to share with what was going on. I hope you like my projects. I sorry if you're tired of talking about Dungeon Crawler Carl. I know. I mean, I'm not giving you guys any spoilers or anything. But I appreciate all of you. I have missed all of you so much. I thank you so much for watching. If possible, I will make another video shortly. I just can't right now. I have been just so worn out from just day to day has been hard enough. Trying to just get on from one day to the next to, with that, just feeling like crap. So, I appreciate all of you. Thank you for watching. You mean so much to me. You guys are like my therapists. Thank you for listening. I love you all. Do something nice for yourself today. I'm going to try. I appreciate you and choose love every day. Bye, everybody.